The night of April 27, 1865, began like any other for the SS Sultana. Yet, as it prepared to leave the Memphis docks, there was an unsettling sense of anticipation in the air. The ship, a massive steamboat, had seen better days, but it was still considered a vital link for passengers traveling on the Mississippi River. Little did anyone know, this fateful voyage would end in one of the worst maritime disasters in U.S. history. The SS Sultana was carrying far more passengers than it was designed for, over 2,000 men, many of whom were recently freed soldiers returning home after the Civil War's bloody end. Some had fought for the Union, others for the Confederacy, but all shared the same hope, a safe journey back to their families. The ship's capacity was stretched far beyond safe limits, with the weight of its cargo pushing it to the edge. The overburdened steamer began its voyage upriver, unaware that disaster was already on the horizon. As the Sultana traveled, something was clearly amiss. The passengers, though fatigued, chatted among themselves, oblivious to the ominous hum of the machinery below deck. Unbeknownst to them, the boiler system, already suffering from previous damage, was in a precarious state. The engineers had tried to patch up cracks and leaks, but the strain of the ship's extra weight was too much for the frail boilers to handle. As the night grew darker, a sudden vibration ran through the vessel. It was an unsettling feeling, like a warning, but no one realized it was the first sign of impending doom. The ship continued, cutting through the river's black waters, until without warning the unthinkable happened. The explosion tore through the Sultana's hull, sending a thunderous shockwave across the river. The blast was so powerful that it was heard miles away. The force of the explosion lifted parts of the ship into the air, causing those aboard to be flung into the freezing Mississippi River. Panic erupted as passengers scrambled for life rafts, some desperate to escape, others simply fighting for survival in the chaos. The scene was horrific, passengers clinging to debris, screaming for help, while the massive ship, now split open and listing, began to sink into the depths of the river. Those who managed to make it to the shore were greeted by a scene of devastation. The wreckage of the Sultana lay scattered along the banks, a grim reminder of the deadly explosion that had claimed over 1,800 lives. In the aftermath of the disaster, survivors spoke of the horror they had witnessed. Some recounted being trapped below deck, the heat and steam overwhelming them as the explosion rocked the ship. Others told tales of watching helplessly as friends and loved ones were pulled under by the strong current, their bodies lost to the river. For many, it was a miracle they survived at all. Yet, even in the face of this tragedy, no one was truly certain of the cause of the explosion. Was it a mechanical failure? A spark from the overworked engines? Or could there have been another, more sinister explanation? Experts and investigators soon arrived, piecing together the wreckage in a bid to understand the disaster. Theories ranged from faulty engineering to sabotage, but no single explanation could explain the magnitude of the disaster. Historians have tried to make sense of the SS Sultana disaster, but it remains one of the most perplexing maritime tragedies. With little evidence to go on and so many lives lost, the theories only grew more intriguing. Was the disaster the result of a simple mechanical failure, or was there something more? Some believe the explosion was caused by the ship's overworked boilers, others suspect human error played a role, while others suggest the possibility of foul play. There is also speculation that the ship was intentionally overloaded in a desperate bid to make money, knowing the conditions were unsafe. To this day, no one can say for certain what caused the explosion, and the mystery of the SS Sultana continues to haunt maritime history. The theories only deepen the sense of unease that surrounds the wreck. Some believe that the ship's engineers were well aware of the danger but continued to push the ship beyond its limits. Others think the disaster might have been caused by sabotage, whether intentional or accidental. Could a spark from the engines have ignited the boiler's volatile contents? Or could it have been a sudden failure in the ship's structure that caused the explosion? The answers remain elusive, locked away beneath the waters of the Mississippi River. The wreckage of the Sultana, buried deep in the riverbed, continues to hold its secrets. In recent years, researchers and experts have renewed their efforts to uncover the truth behind the disaster. High-tech sonar scans have revealed the location of the wreck, and diving expeditions have uncovered artifacts from the ship, but the full extent of the wreck remains buried, waiting to be explored. Some believe that modern technology may one day answer the lingering questions, but for now, the SS Sultana's story remains unsolved. Each new discovery only adds to the mystery, leaving the questions unanswered. What really caused the explosion? Could it have been prevented? And what secrets lie hidden within the wreckage, waiting to be uncovered? As we reflect on the SS Sultana disaster, it's clear that this tragedy is much more than a historical event. It's a haunting reminder of the dangers of overconfidence, negligence, and human error. The lives lost that night will never be forgotten, and their stories continue to captivate and intrigue us. As more research is done and new theories emerge, the mystery will only deepen. And so, we ask, what happened that night? Could it have been avoided? And will we ever know the truth about the SS Sultana? These are questions that continue to keep us up at night, urging us to reflect on the events of that fateful journey and the lives forever changed by it.